Hey, pa. Hey, pa. Oh, back on the homestead, baby. Wow. Did this hole ever recharge, man? That is nuts. Well, I was away in Finland. We didn't have any rain either. So that's just coming straight from the sand layer. Can you guys see where the sand stops and the clay starts? So that's all coming from that sand. That's the dividing line, I think, right there. So that's all coming from like basically the top 2 or 3 feet. We got to fill this in now. We're going to fill this hole in. So we gotta prep it for filling. That'd be crazy, man. We have pressure. Whoa, guys, look how clear that is. The water over there is so murky. It's got to be filled with, like, you know, clay. If I had to guess, this is just incredible. You can see right to the bottom. I keep trying to, I leave for like 2 minutes and the bucket floats up. We got to find a different method, because if we use just this head, it sinks to the bottom and it gets clogged with clay. Do you see the filter on this thing? Gets clogged with clay. So we need to find some new way to do this. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to stand here and watch this whole thing for like 3 hours. Whoa! Whoa! Testosterone rising, rising, rising. Testosterone rising. Testosterone. Oh, testosterone maximum! Okay, buddy. Let's go. Right. Whoops. I am James ALOFS. I left the big city to build an off-grid homestead on 40 acres of Canadian wilderness. This area of Ontario has giant ridgelines, deep valleys, and pure rivers. Black bears, gray wolves, mountain lions, moose, and many forest spirits share the land. I started in November 2023. Starting with a modest 12 by 16 foot guest cabin, my goal is to build such a glorious homestead that I attract a magnificent wife, have several military-grade babies, and raise our Swiss mountain dog Clovis. Welcome to Wild Homestead. Look at this. This is unbelievable. How clear this is, man. This is crazy. It's way too shallow, though. We just can't dig any deeper. It's a shame. Can you see that right there? That's like right at the transition between the clay and the sand. Looks like it's about 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet if I had to guess. Good start, good start. It's hard to get all that dirt back over here. What the heck is going on? Whoa! Dude, not bad. Well done, Bucket. Well done. This could be a very bad idea. Oh! This could be a very bad, ooh, no, dude, that's like quicksand. That's like quicksand. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Those slits. I think slits as a filter are much better than holes. I think they're much harder to clog. We had zero clay get inside that thing despite it being right on the bottom. we have the 2 holes filled back in beneath us here. Now, what is the next step? Something I've realized as I've been filling in these holes. Hello, buddy. I know it's dinner time. I know. Something that I realized as filling in these holes is this. We have 3 feet of sand on top of clay. The water recharges through the sand layer. Water moves very well through sand. The clay layer, there's apparently, as far as I can tell, no recharge going on. Clay is generally impermeable. Water does not flow through it. So here, where we are, the frost line is 4.5 feet down in the winter. What that means, our entire recharge level of sand is going to be frozen solid. So even if we dig another hole and get that well casing set up properly, and say we have 4 or 5 feet of water in there, even if the water in the well casing is beneath the frost line, the problem is that it won't recharge in the winter. This is what I'm realizing now. So we didn't know about the layers that we had until we did these 2 test holes. The other interesting thing is that when the well guys, the well drilling company, came the week before I went to Finland, when we were looking over here at where I want to drill, get the drilled well done, I showed them what I was doing down here. And I asked them, like, how deep do you think this clay goes? And what they said is, like, there's no way of knowing. You just have to dig or drill. So he said, you could have 100 feet of clay before you get down to another sediment layer that does have water in it. So we have no idea. I've already dug to the max depth that we can with our backhoe attachment, which is basically 9 feet, and it's still clay. So with the tools we have available to us, I don't think a DIY shallow well is going to work. The only neighbor who has a functioning DIY shallow well in this valley, he's got the pit well. His property is like 5 or 6 feet of clay on top of sand or some kind of gravel. So he has the opposite situation of us. All the recharge of his well, his pit well, is coming in below the frost level. But us, it's just not going to work. I have to think about what we're going to do because we need a 4-season water supply for our bathroom. And because of that, I think we're definitely going to get the well drilled right over there. The company's coming back in October. So we're going to do it. The problem with pumping water from the river is that you need a heating conduit in the line because behind these trees here is basically swampy tag alder. There's no way we can get a machine or dig a 5-foot deep trench through swamp. I just don't think it's possible. So we would have to have the pipe above ground, and at 400 feet of pipe to reach the main river channel, according to my calculations, all of the equipment, the heating conduit, the terminal tackle for the heating conduit, the pump house that needs to go beside the river, we could reach almost $10,000 in total cost. So that's very expensive for piping the water up from the river. I don't think we're going to do that. If we need a 4-season source, it's better to invest the money in the drilled well because at least you can drink that without filtering it. The river water, you'd still need to filter it to drink it. I think we're still going to pump water in from the river, but not make it 4-season. We'll probably do that in the spring next year. And we're going to go with a drilled well. I think it makes the most sense. It's the safest, it's the sturdiest method. I'm really glad we've learned a ton by trying these DIY, shallow water methods. And I think we are still going to take one last crack. We're going to spend a last few hours to see if we can still get this DIY well casing working for the pit well, because at least we could use it as a summer water source, right? That would be valuable. Oops. Okay, buddy. Good boy. Wait. Stay. Okay, go. Oh, yeah. going. Clovis, we got water, buddy. We got water coming in. What is that? So we're down about 5.5 feet then. That's 5.5 feet. Let's see how deep we can go. Okay, I'm starting to notice, I'm getting pretty much to the end of the bucket. I'm starting to notice diminishing marginal returns. The sides are collapsing, and the water is just starting to run at a rate. So we're getting pretty close to where we should shoot that guy down there. Yeah! Okay guys, that's as deep as we're gonna get it. I think the last time I measured it was 7.5 feet. I think we probably got it down another foot or so. This is deep, man. It's filling up with water fast, so we gotta get that thing in there. Let's get her in there. Okay, I've just got this resting directly on top. This is as, plumb as I can get it. And I tried to shovel as much of this as I could down there to get a little bit around the base, but this is probably gonna fill up pretty quick tonight. I just wanna keep this weight on top. It's just resting on top. So even if the hydraulics lose juice overnight with the engine off, I think that should keep it in place. Hello. Hello. Oh, the good boy. Oh, the good boy. Hello. Clovis, what are you chewing? Oh, it's your bone. Oh no, here we go. What has happened in our medieval pit well? Oh Lord, how much is there any water? Has the tractor fallen into the hole? The werewolf. It's still here. Oh, yes! It's still plumb. Oh, damn, son. That's a lot of water, guys. That is a lot of water. Okay, so this is kind of best case scenario, I would say. Ooh, it's getting dangerous. The thing's really collapsing. So we're in a bit of a conundrum here because we probably, if we take the tractor out, if we get stuck, we're in serious trouble. We're going to have to fix that spot on the curve because we got a lot of stone to bring in here. But how do we keep this thing down and plumb so we can remove the bucket so we can start bringing in the clean fill stone? What an absolute mess. Holy cow. Oh, nice! Dude, that like pre-filter, 5-gallon bucket filter is golden. Look. Oh yeah, baby. Moldy red pine from last summer. Might as well use it for something. Oh boy, how are we gonna get these things down the hill? Oh jeebus, this is not good. Here we go, baby! Clovis, you pooped right in the middle of the trail. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Boy. Oh, yes, you like the bone. You like the big dino. Holy I just came the closest I've been so far to flipping the tractor, and it was on a very... What the... This thing, man, that's tricky. Every time I back up this slope. There we go. It took about, I'd say, 7 or 8 minutes, but I guess it cycled through something about a diesel particulate filter. So I guess maybe it burns off all the excess gunk in the engine, as far as I can tell. Guys, we got no more diesel. We're running out, and I don't have any more. I don't have any more jerry cans left, man. Dang. Whoa, we gotta take that root out, man. Always bounce off that root. Looking good in the neighborhood. So we just got to finish off this little part for doing our 3-point turns. But I think it's operational for what we need to do to finish the well, which is get all the clean fill dumped in here. Let's see what it looks like actually. How much water is filled up? Oh, bro. That is what I like to see. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Wait a minute. There was 9 rungs before. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So it has not shifted up at all. Our little bracing system has worked here. Now, I'm sure some folks will be like, hey, man, you don't need to build a Roman road, quality road down here. Isn't this a big waste of time and resources? But, to finish off the well, to bring full bucket loads of that clean fill rock through that mud pile, man, we would have either tipped the tractor or got it stuck for sure, which would have been a disaster. So I think we had to do this, build this corduroy road up to at least here where the road, where the ground gets good again. There's another reason I think why we need to, having this road functional and solid is going to be a big help. Can you guys see over here? You see how there's a secondary plateau that goes around the base of this cliff? We're going to be building our house at the top of the plateau over there. But the perfect and only, I think, path for a road, probably an ATV road, is to continue along here around, and it kind of drops us off to the base where we've got our rope that goes down the cliff, because the cliff gets extremely steep over there. It's literally like down like this, and it just gets taller and taller and taller as you go on in that direction. But this is the only way that we're going to be able to get an ATV over down to the river to bring supplies for any construction. So we've got, the foundation set up to build our sauna over there. If we want to build a bridge across the river over there, that's the only way we're going to get a vehicle over to that spot of the property to build those things. So that's why I think that's a secondary reason why doing this road sturdy is a good investment of time. So we're at a diesel. Hey. Oh yeah. Dude. Wow. Oh. look at how much that clay just wants to hold on to that. Well, that water has been sitting there for like 3 days, you know, because we've redistributed it from down beneath, refilling this hole. That's why the water runs along the top of the clay after it, you know, gets down through the sand layer. Let's see. Okay, how many ribs do we have? 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, perfect. So it has not floated up. It's still planted solidly. Bro! I think we're gonna have no problem with recharge here. You can still see a little bit of the clay down there. But this is pretty good, man. Heck yes! Corduroy Road completed. Oh yeah! Dude, that bucket is a miracle. So look, we can't even see the screen. The screen portion is completely covered by just the stuff we hand shoveled in, as well as the clay collapsing in off the sides. So it's good we got it down. Gotta be super careful. Look how much that's collapsed in there, man. Whoa, that is nuts. Nice. Getting there. It's getting there. Slow but steady. she's getting there. She's getting there. I had no idea this was going to take this much stone, man. We've just been tractoring in these loads. Honestly, this is probably 35 or 40 loads. Dudes, I think we're there. I think that's a lot of clean fill stone. That's got to be at least 40 trips. That was a lot because it was really caved in underneath. So the stones went way kind of out here, if you know what I mean. We still got water. We got water. It's pretty gnarly looking, but we got to pump it, get it clean. We got to let this settle first. There's a few more steps. Hello. Holy cow, this thing's heavy. Holy cow. Whoops. Watch out. Watch out. What are you doing down there, man? Don't be weird. Don't be weird, Clovis. Clovis. Dude, I said don't be weird. Okay, folks, there we have it. When another day when the sun is up, the sun is already set. We'll come back and clean this up, I think, with the bucket. It's hard to see. There is water in the well casing. So I think, we got to cover this up, make sure there's no critters that crawl in here and die. That would not be good. But probably let it sit and see how it recharges over the weekend. And then next week, stick the pump back in there and just pump her and see what the recharge rate is like. And also see if the water clears up. Come on, let's go. Whoa! Guys, that's come way up since yesterday. That's nice. I know it looks scuzzy, guys, but the level has come up. We can pump this out, flush it, and it should come in clear. Finish this and do the other side, we'll probably need about 30 more. But the great news is that our steel is finally in for both this roof and for the ATV garage that you can see back there. You know, I think it is a victory with our shallow DIY medieval pit well. At the very least, it's going to be a good 3-season water source for us here on Wild Homestead. I do call it a bit of a tragic victory, though, because the recharge layer we have discovered is only 3.5 feet deep. That's sand on top of clay. Unlike our neighbor who has, you know, several feet of clay on top of basically gravel, so he has no problem with winter recharge. With our geology, we have 3.5 feet of sand, which means it's probably going to be frozen solid during winter. The drilling company is going to be coming, and we are going to get a proper drilled well over here. I still recommend you guys try this Sandpoint well because it's the easiest one to do. It's the cheapest. But just remember, I think the key learning from all this DIY shallow well stuff that we've been doing over the past 4 weeks is it's all about the microgeology on your property. Just because something works for one of your neighbors, you know, a kilometer or 2 away, it might not work at all for you. We're going to start on the bathroom addition next week, the structure, and I'm very excited for that. Strength and honor to you all. May the gods bless you, both the old gods and the new. Thank you so much to Helen and Oliver for hosting me in Finland on their island. It was a great time, and I must say the Finnish people are amazing, and they're a good-looking people, guys. Holy cow. So remember, folks, if your buddy ever calls you up and say, hey, let's go hunt for wives in Helsinki, don't question your buddy. Just buy those tickets, walk to the very center of the city, and just start chanting the following sentence. The wives will flock to you. 7 words and 9 syllables. Ooga. Booga.